You can probably tell by the name, Borchers Trust Law, that we put a heavy emphasis on using trusts in estate planning. So if you've ever asked questions like, who will care for me if I can't care for myself? Or will my assets be preserved someday if I need care? And will everything be protected for my beneficiaries, for my children? Those are estate planning questions, and you're speaking my language at that point. And what we like to do is take those questions, and I've put them in a format that Tony had referenced. So estate planning generally is planning for what are you going to do with assets, and who are the individuals we're going to put in place to care for us. And if you do not have an estate plan, or if you have an outdated estate plan, then it's going to leave you in the pits. And I'll describe what the pits is in a minute. And I have let's jump into that. So the PITS is an acronym for protection, incapacity, transfers to your beneficiaries, taxes, and support. And we like to ask the question, do you have a trust? And if you don't, should you have a trust? And can a trust help keep us out of the pits? Many people have a perception that trusts are for the wealthy, and that I don't have anywhere near the amount of assets that would require the use of a trust. Others say, yeah, a trust, well, that I don't really understand it, so I don't think I need it. Well, I think a best way to really understand a trust is with an illustration. So I have 3 girls, ages just turned 7, 4, and a 1-year-old. When the 4-year-old was probably in the 2 to 3 age range, we had this. We still do have a routine, but at that point we had our nighttime bedtime routine, where we would go and get a snack and get it together, go upstairs, read some books before bed. And my 2-3-year-old at the time wanted to be in charge of the snack and wanted to bring that up to her older sister. So we would do that. We'd head over, pick out the snack for the evening, graham crackers, let's call it, and fill up the little snack bowls. I'd hand it to my 3-year-old. Then she would take that and deliver it upstairs, spilling a few on the way to her older sister. Well, that's a trust right there. There's really 4 elements to look at for a trust. There's a grantor, that's the person that made the trust. There's a trustee, that's the person who's in charge of managing what's in the trust. There's property, you have to fill the trust with something. And then there's beneficiaries, who are ultimately going to benefit from what's in it. So in my illustration, who's the grantor? I was. Who was the trustee in that story? The 3-year-old daughter. The property was the snack, and who was the beneficiary? The older daughter. So that's a trust right there.